Hello, my name is George Gossage, and it's with great pleasure that I get a chance to share with you information about a remarkable water technology out of Japan. It's a technology that's had a profound effect on millions and millions of people over in Japan, and we now have the good fortune to share in that technology here in North America. And my interest in the beginning was solely as an end user. I wanted to find out if this Kangen water would help me with my back condition. You see, when I was 18 years old, I actually broke my lower back. I broke my L4 and L5 playing basketball, and over the course of 27 years, I have developed a horrendous arthritic condition in my back. It was so bad that my doctors often commented that if he didn't know that that MRI belonged to me, he'd swear that it belonged to a 70-year-old man. From the time that I started to drink this water, I woke up and 90% of all that stiffness, that soreness, that aggravation, and that pain that I had been living with for 27 years was gone. And needless to say, I got very, very excited. And unless you've had lower back pain, you probably can't identify with what I'm saying. But anybody in chronic pain, I think, can relate to that statement. So for me, it's been a life-changing experience. As a matter of fact, I'm doing things right now that I've not done in over 25 years. I feel better than I ever have had as an adult. And as a side note, as a result of drinking this water, I've actually lost over 20 pounds of body weight, 4 inches off my waist, and I actually weigh now what I weighed in high school. So through that experience with this Kangen water, I'm going to share with you a little information about our company. And the reason I'm standing here before you is because this product or this water has changed my life in every way, shape, and form. And I got very, very excited about it. And in my opinion, this is a technology or a water that the world needs to know about. So what we're going to do here over the next few minutes is I'm going to take you through a little history about our company. You're going to get a chance to understand where we come from. And you know that old saying, talk is cheap. So now, it's not uncommon to find this technology on a much larger commercial application, literally through dozens and dozens of hospitals and medical centers. And we're going to share with you information about our residential model. Now, the name of our company is Enagic. We formed in 1974, so as we speak, we're 32 years old, whereas here in America, we've been conditioned to treat symptoms. I mean, this is a fascinating read by Ray Moynihan. It's entitled Selling Sickness, and it's basically going to talk about how the world's biggest pharmaceutical companies are looking to turn us all into patients. And we all know, guys, we've been conditioned to treat symptoms here. If my head hurts, then I know to reach for the Tylenol or the Motrin. If my stomach hurts, now the latest phenom is this, or the latest craze is the purple pill. And all of those do nothing more than treat symptoms instead of addressing where that situation or where that problem is dealing with. And just a few short months ago on the cover of Forbes magazine, look at the title here, Pushing Pills, How Big Pharma Got Addicted to Marketing. And it talked about the fact that drug firms have tripled the ranks of salespeople to 100,000. That's one seller for every 9. As you're doing your due diligence and as you understand what it is that this water has to offer, Kangen water has 3 very unique characteristics that no other water in the world has: antioxidant, microclustering, and alkalizing. And we're going to talk on each of those properties here just momentarily. Now, if you understand what happens when you cut an apple in half, 20, 30 minutes later, that apple will start to brown. That's a process called oxidation. And you see that very same process of oxidizing is going on inside of us, which is why we need antioxidants to slow that oxidation process down. And you see, it's that oxidation that's going to wreak havoc on your cellular DNA. Any healthcare practitioner on the holistic side or any health food store is going to be touting the advantages of antioxidants. And that's one of the interesting characteristics of Kangen water. It has amazing antioxidant properties. As a matter of fact, when you drink Kangen water, it has a negative charge, and the free radicals, or the oxidants that are inside of our body, have a positive charge. So think of this water as a scavenger water, if you will. The more of the water that you drink, the more of the free radicals it's going to bind to and enable it for you to flush it right out of your system. Now, this is an interesting slide. We're going to talk about something called oxidation reduction potential, okay? And what that simply means is that all liquids that we put in our body either have a positive oxidation reduction potential value or a negative. And the long and the short of it is the higher that positive ORP value is, the more oxidizing effect that liquid will have on your body. And as you can see from our chart here, soda ranks at the top of that list. Now, on the opposite side of the spectrum, you're going to see Kangen water, and Kangen water is the only water out there that has a negative oxidation reduction. That negative oxidation reduction potential value of the water, as a result of that, that water now has potential to become an antioxidant, anti-inflammatory properties, as well as anti-aging properties. Now, as I take you through this presentation, throughout this, we're going to actually refer you to some books. Here's an interesting read. As a matter of fact, if you want validation for today's subject matter, this Kangen technology, this is a fascinating read written by a Korean scientist. But look at what he talks about in this book. Removing acidic waste is more effective than diet and exercise, and that's what we're going to be talking about, is a technology that actually can help to flush your body and rid itself of all that acid waste that's sitting inside of us. Now, the second characteristic of this water is the fact that it has amazing microcluster technology. And you see, as this water travels through our machine, with the touch of a button, we can make clusters. And the importance of that is that this water, because now of its smaller size, can penetrate you at the cellular level, so it's going to hydrate you unlike any other water in the world can. And when you look at the fact that your body is comprised of 75% water, again, we all understand the importance of water, but the question again becomes what kind of water it is that we're putting in our bodies. And even the bottled waters that we've been led to believe are good for us aren't necessarily that good. So what we're suggesting is, instead of drinking bottled water and the soft drinks, to simply switch to Kangen water. And again, understand our tagline: change your water, change your life, because that's what's going on for literally millions and millions of people all around the world. Here's another fascinating read written by Dr. Bat Mangalich, who happens to be an MD. And in this book, just look at the title, Your Body's Many Cries for Water. Think about what he says here. You're not sick, you're thirsty. Don't treat thirst with medications. And on that note, as a society, we are severely dehydrated. When you understand the fact that on average we only consume 1 quart of liquids a day, which will include your juices, your teas, your sodas, your coffees, and what little water we might get. But on the flip side is we're actually losing anywhere from 2.5 to 3 liters of water every single day. So needless to say, if we're only putting back 1 quart and we're using up 2.5 to 3 liters each day, then we're moving toward the dehydration side of that scale. And the more that your body gets dehydrated, the more problems you're going to have down the road. Now, the third property of this water is the alkalizing property that it has. And you see, we all have an ideal body temperature, which we all know is 98.6. We also have an ideal internal pH, which is 7.365. Now, what we're going to talk about here for the next minute or two is a relationship between something called acid versus alkaline. And unfortunately, because of the lifestyles that we lead, what we drink, what we eat, you couple that with the environment that we subject ourselves to, add to that all the stress, be it emotional, be it financial, we as a society lead an acid lifestyle. And when your body's acidic, it's absolutely prone for the premature aging, the aches and the pains, the sicknesses and the diseases. Now, on the flip side, what they're finding is when you can get your body pH on the slightly alkaline side, that's the perfect environment for that unlimited energy and that vitality, like Mr. Oshiro, who in my mind actually is a walking billboard for what this technology represents. Now, here's another fascinating read. And I think just looking at the title, Alkalize or Die, to me, it summarizes it all. And this is written by a Dr. Theodore Baruti, who's got some amazing credentials. But look at what he says in his book. All disease comes from the same root cause: too much acidity. And again, talking about, why it is that we're so acidic as a society, 80% of the foods that we eat are acidic. And when you look at this list, we're not suggesting that all of those foods are bad for you. Take, for instance, blueberries and salmon as an example. We know those are good for you, but they tend to have an acidic effect on you. So the whole idea here is to drink a lot of this water, because it's going to help to rid your body of that acid waste. I talked about the fact that I lost over 20 pounds of weight and all the body fat around my midsection is gone. The reason is because when you can rid your body of that acid waste, your body then is going to naturally start to melt pounds away. And the reality is when you've got when you've got too much acid in you, your body actually wants to keep that fat that's sitting around your stomach, as an example, to protect your vital organs from that acid waste. And as soon as you can rid your body of that acid waste, the weight just tends to come off. And the weight loss stories that we're hearing about Kangen water are absolutely incredible. Thank you.